What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, to home of the Triple Logoman, episode number 293. Guys, we got lots to talk about today. Select Football is out. We've got the two finals that wound down with the Nuggets and the Vegas Knights becoming champions. We're going to analyze some cards. We're going to do Guess That Price Logoman edition, so that's at the end of the show. Also, the National around the corner. We're going to be throwing the party of the century. So if you're coming by Thursday in Chicago, Rosemont area, you got to be at this party. It's super close to the National, too. You don't even have to get any kind of transportation, so look out for news on that and RSVP as soon as you can. Space is limited, and it is going to be a party like you've never done before. So lots of unique stuff, giveaways. We're going to have people in the house that are important, like C-Rad. And, lots of stuff going down at the National as we get closer to not only episode 300, but the National is here. What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
It's actually amazing.
What's up?
I didn't realize that.
What's up? What's up?
I didn't realize that we didn't say "let's go" at any point.
Oh, we didn't, but we said what's up, but aggressively.
Well, apparently, I saw multiple people in the comments being like, they're saying "let's go." Oh, they said "let's go." No, we didn't.
No,
we didn't.
We did not say "let's go." At least not
now,
in here.
I kind of wish that we did.
But best there is.
What's up, though?
What's
best
up?
there was, and best there ever will be when it comes to ripping flawless.
Dan, you didn't think we could top your poll with the Mac Jones Flawless Shield 101 on release day, but then you go ahead and did it with this one. What's it like? I mean, what's the feeling?
Yeah.
How does it make you sleep better at night?
There's rumblings going around right now. People are referring to me as a flawless slayer. I don't know if that's. I don't know if I want those accolades. I mean, it is what it is. But I will say this: no one's devalued, more sealed, flawless than I have in the past 2 years. So if you're a prospector holding on to flawless, you're holding on to a little flawless football. Now you're doing it with the basketball. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but I did.
Dealers have you like Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison. Dealers have your name crossing it off, right? They're like, again, this guy just lost me $10,000 a case.
Minimum. So, it is what it is. Flawless Slayer.
And how many boxes were in that 100-box break of that product, 2122?
I want to say 2, including the one we ripped in the promo video. So just 2.
Technically. But one, right?
One live, one not live.
Original pre-sale.
I would like to go.
Not 47th wave. It's OG.
I would like to go over the video right now with you guys.
Okay.
Real quick, just to add some commentary to it.
Why? All of us here lived it.
We lived it.
We all lived it.
Doing the play-by-play.
Lebron and stuff.
I mean, Conrad calling a shot.
Probably can't hear this on the mic, but I got to ask at first there, Dan, what were you doing with your hands at the beginning? What were you doing with your hands?
What was I doing?
Your hands at the beginning.
Whoa, chill.
If you play it back real quick, I'll tell you. I don't know.
You couldn't contain your hands?
I don't know what
because
you want.
that
I don't know what you want me to do with my hand.
That hand prevented me from seeing what it was, which added to the lore of the video.
No, that was me just getting up and celebrating. I mean, it's not my fault that you have no idea what's going on. You gotta get better angles, man. I mean, by the time you figured out what it was, like me and C-Rad were running around the building, already celebrating, and you're just screaming like, "What is it? What was it? What was it?"
A little behind the scenes during that moment when you open up that briefcase. Obviously, I didn't see. I just saw your reaction, but I did see like a little blue silver. So I was like, it's got to be some type of logo, man. I didn't know it was necessarily the triple logo.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was at least a logo, man.
I knew 100% it was a triple logo, man. Did not know which triple logo man it was until Cody said which one it was. Probably about 4 to 5 minutes after we were all celebrating.
Yeah.
I was going to say, from your perspective, Cody, what did you think was going down? Because you're even farther from me at this point.
I knew it was a triple logo, man. I knew that. But then, but I have the I had the best look at it, actually, other than, if you were right in front of it, because then suddenly I see it close up on my camera, on my, when I'm producing it. And that's when I realized what we had, the magnitude of what had just happened.
Once we even put it up to show the camera, I was still like jumping up and down. I still did not. I was like, I don't even.
Right.
I'm like, there's only 4 of them left. I'm like, we pulled a triple logo, man. I didn't care who it was. And then basically I heard what you said, and I'm all, no way.
And just to be clear, for those that did not see it posted all over social media, which there was a lot of social media accounts actually getting more views on our own video that I shot on my phone than we were getting. So, hey, but it's all press. Our logos were in there. Yep. But it was Curry, LeBron, and Luka, Pizza Boy Doncic, which I changed my thought. I think I'm moving him into the top 30 of active NBA players now. He's moved down from 70 to 30 now. I mean, all it takes is a card like that to start changing my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably put him like 6 man on my team.
Well,
let him jump in there. Maybe
that's a hell of a leap, I gotta say.
Yeah,
all it took was pulling the triple logo, man.
I guess I'll take it.
6 man, like if I'm like on the Wizards, maybe. Okay. Maybe throw him in there. Get him some time. Get some floor time, some minutes.
Get him on there a little bit. 10 minutes a game.
Maybe the Spurs last year. Get him some 6 man on the Spurs.
So, I mean, yeah, and a lot of people are saying that Luka did kill the card, but obviously it's going to be not going to we could safely say it's not going to sell for as much as the triple logo man LeBron, but I don't think there's a bigger card coming out of a new product in the next year than this card.
But let's say this again, this is the 75th anniversary logo man, so you're not going to get another one that's going to look like this. They may change the design at some point, and there might be hype around that as well, but there won't be another one like this. And if Luka does live up to his expectation, like basically everybody's expectations, the majority of NBA fans' expectations, wins a couple championships, a couple MVPs, that card could be huge in a decade.
It'll be regular size still, Dan.
Could be the.
I mean, it'll be.
It could go down.
Ironically,
as,
that's my line.
Yeah, it could go down as top 3 best modern card ever. Depends on where Luka's career ends up.
Right now, and if we're, let's just say, modern as the inception of flawless. So let's say modern as in 12, 13.
2010s.
That is the second biggest modern card.
Yep.
In the 2010s, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I guess
one thing, I mean, social media was mostly positive, more so than I could, think it was going to happen. I thought it was going to be a lot of negativity because people tend to be negative in this hobby about stuff. Mostly positive. There was one break group that was thrown a lot around. They got more press than any other non-person.
I mean, they might as well. I mean,
involved.
with the amount of times that they were mentioned, I mean, they might as well pulled it.
Yeah.
They got more mentions than we did.
God, what's it like? I mean, you get mentioned when you do good, and you get mentioned when you do bad, and you get mentioned in other people's posts.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
And just to be clear up some of the questions, the owners did decide to split it. There's 3 individual owners that bought each one of those teams. It was a pick your team break, so all teams sold
and
individually.
There was two of the owners that were in the chat watching the break live.
It's awesome.
And they had already. That conversation within like 5 minutes, they were already talking back and forth in the chat. So
we are now on a mission to figure out what's the best avenue for them to maximize the potential of this card for them. So stay tuned for that. There'll probably be a lot more news coming out on this card. I wanted to go over some of the funny comments because it is funny. This one came from Cards and Hype, which for one, hey, hello. You got part of your name in there that's ours. This is why cards will never be cool. Those are grown men acting like teenage girls at a Justin Bieber concert. They want to pretend they pulled big money and should scream about it. Then act like you know something about the money around sports cards and stop shaking and jumping with a valuable card in a one-touch. For one, is there even Justin Bieber even have concerts anymore? This is like 20 years ago he should have put this
Yeah,
tweet,
outdated reference. Should have been Swifty, T-Swift. Should have been, BTS. A lot of other modern references you could have made other than that. And second point, sorry to interrupt, but like this is something I think I was telling you, Doug. He's like, you're saying, your cards will never be cool. Yeah, no, duh. In a weird way, I'm like, no, duh, it won't be. Like, we're nerding out. This is, whether you're playing Dungeons and Dragons or you're opening sports cards, we're nerds. We're just nerds of a different cloth. It's okay. It's fun.
To lower the price of Flawless. Now, now the kids can go out and buy the Warriors and a PYT for $1,000 instead of $2,000.
And I also this comment, like, I can't imagine if we would have did the opposite reaction where we're like, triple Logoman.
Just a silent.
Yeah.
Like, just a silent.
Cool.
Just,
Yo, Luka, LeBron.
You're too excited. Relax.
Do it again.
No, I mean, all of us just get up. Like,
ASMR style. I just started.
No, and just be like.
Cool hit, man.
Just, boy, I mean, there's some people who would be like, act like you've been there before. Well, not many people have.
Guess what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what?
You guys have been doing this since 2010, and to me that says something too. Is like, it could be if you guys understated it, they'd be like, "Oh, see, because they always open this stuff. They're so jaded now.
Yeah,
there's no winning.
You can't win."
To me, it's like that shows you guys have been doing this so long, and still that reaction when you pull that kind of card shows you still love it.
We went up to like 11. We needed to probably figure out the perfect like 7.5, 8, and people would have been like perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
also, I should clarify: cool is what you make it, man. It was cool to open that card. It was cool to do that. It was cool to be in that room. Everybody in that chat will agree. It was cool to be part of that moment, and it was
there was also like a very. I mean, people were very concerned with who owns it. Why was it not being randomized? I mean, let's be honest here. Like,
right.
we are. I'm just like, you just want to see two people get
misery.
Crushed, right? That's like basically the only enjoyment that you would get out of that. You're just like, I would love to see two people get crushed.
They're rooting for chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the possibility of getting 0 out of the deal, I think any person in their right mind would agree to split to get at least a third of the card. Now, yeah, you random and you win it, and you get the whole kit and caboodle, and you get the whole card. 2 other people get 0. So you have a 33% chance, which isn't great odds, to own that card straight up. So not great odds. Take the money, and that's it. Now, we also had some other people in our comments saying, well, I was in a break, and I had like a $2,000 card, and you guys didn't want to split it. We can't split every card, guys. We can't sit there and contact owners for every duel that we do. This is a unicorn. This is a unicorn. We will probably not pull another card like this for 20 years. I hope we don't go that long, but hey, it took us 12 years to pull a card like this.
You gotta adapt, right? You pull a 6-figure card, you gotta be able to like adapt at that time and figure out what's gonna work for everybody, right?
Yeah, like
I mean, if there was somebody who owned that card that was like, you know what, I just really want that card. I don't want to split it. Then we probably would have had to do a random. We would have had to figure something out. So
yeah. I mean, it's a unique scenario.
But are we supposed to be like, okay, you guys have agreed to split it, but we're gonna random it because that's the rules.
And we hate 2 of you right now. Whoever gonna
like,
lose.
I mean, come on, like let's be honest. You are crazy if you're in our position and you handle it any other way.
It's the difference of winning a nice little jackpot at the casino. You played a couple of slots, went, hey, cool, I'm coming home with $1,000, great. Versus you won the $1 billion, whatever, the $1 billion lottery. It's different.
It makes for a good conversation piece. It gives you, a topic to basically run with. I mean, that was probably one of the most popular responses was it randomized, or people just assuming it was randomized?
Well, and I'll take the blame for that because
Yeah,
I've
Cody-
never been in that scenario, and all I thought was, oh dear God, I have to ruin two people's lives right now. And then I thank you guys for immediately going, no,
There's
don't.
probably people
don't
who are
worry.
like, I want it.
I mean, we don't know what this will sell for, and when it eventually does go to auction, or if it is privately sold, whenever our buyers decide to do. But we are talking potentially $200,000 to $400,000 each for these people.
And we can
to
easily
basically say you don't get that because we're going to random.
we can easily say it's six figures, and there's not a ton of. You don't pull six-figure cards every day.
Right.
No.
I do want to add, C-Rad's pulled 2 LeBron logo mans. You pulled 1 LeBron logo man.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that one?
I don't remember that.
Did we pull? Have we pulled a Luka logo man before?
I pulled a rookie logo
The
man.
number to 5,
the night
right?
that the NT came out.
But we have not pulled a Steph logo man yet. I don't think in the history of the company,
No.
which is surprising.
Really?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
I
So.
haven't.
So yeah, I mean, it's not like we're not pulled logo mans before. I didn't want to say it took us 10 years to get that. I mean, we have pulled good logo mans before, but that is the epitome. Another thing that people kept saying too is like, and I hate this argument. Maybe it's because I'm on the other side of things, but it's like a regular person can't get that box. It's like, yeah, they can. I don't know what world you live in that Flawless was not on Panini or not on Blowout or not on DA. Like, we don't get this stuff shipped to us from Panini. This is from distributors. So we actually and also
they're
to clear,
referring to the price point.
Or are
That's,
they?
that's what they're referring to, like regular Joe collector.
No, I think they're
can't
referring
just-
to that it's fixed, that it only gets in our hands.
No, I think it's more based on price point.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
let's
that's what
talk about. I mean, look, $25,000 for a case kind of does price majority of the collectors out.
Sure. But that's why. But they act. It almost seems like these people don't understand that this wasn't a break, and there were regular customers involved. It's
Sure.
almost like it's us hitting it. Like, we hit it, and we're gonna get rich because of it, because we get all the boxes. The storyline is like, these guys hit it because Panini gave it to them, and now they're rich because Panini gave it to them, and me as a regular Joe can never get something like this.
Yeah, I think we read into that two different ways. I read at it it's
So
The
you're
pri-
saying this person, they should put it in hoops, is what they're saying.
that I think in a perfect world, I think what they're trying to say in their comments is this product should be affordable to everybody.
Gotcha.
Like, Flawless should be a $200 box with the potential of getting $1 million card. And I agree. I would like for everything to be that way. That sounds fun. That's a world I want to live in. I like it.
I would love to live in a world.
I wanna live in
I can
that.
open up some $200 boxes
I
and
want to
get
live
a
in that world.
$1 million card.
I mean, I would like
That's
like
utopia,
to go,
man.
I would like to go to a dealership and be like, I want that brand new Lamborghini, but I want to give you like $5,000. Like, I mean, that's what I want.
Well, that's like going to Vegas, staying in a Motel 6, and being like, why isn't Katy Perry playing at this
We
one?
could do.
Why
wait.
is there no residency at this Motel 6?
That would be-
Why do I have
that
no
would be-
buffet?
That would be wild.
No, I'm saying there's price points.
Come on, man.
I would. Next time I'm in Vegas, if anybody is doing a residency at Motel 6 in Vegas, I don't care who you are. I'm going.
Off the top of your head, we're about to do some straight up hating right now. But who would do a Vegas residency at a Motel
Kevin
6?
Furlan.
K-Fed.
He didn't even hesitate on that one.
Damn.
That's up there.
All
Man,
right.
Who? That's like.
Probably the singer from Days of the New. He'd probably be there.
Oh, dude, not Travis Meeks, dude.
Yeah,
that
he'd be
that
there.
guy's amazing.
He'd be there though.
You know.
He'd be hanging out with the people outside of it afterwards in the back.
Think of like Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba.
Crash test
Great
dummies.
call. Oh, Crash Test Dummies could do better than Motel 6, I think. Yeah, they could their way to somewhere better.
Well, they'd have to go to a buffet place, right? But I'm just saying, it's all relative. You pay for what you get, and unfortunately, that's life. You can't get paid low cost to get the the upper echelon treatment.
Diehard Chumbawamba fans.
And listen,
just gonna destroy me.
Oh,
in the,
boy,
in the
yeah.
comments.
Listen,
The
dude.
the Wumba heads are coming after
Wumba
us.
heads are coming
I
after
get
us.
knocked down.
The way I read into that comment is like the regular Joe, like, because I've seen a lot of those comments too, and I seen one that was on ours. Like, the regular Joe is never going to be able to get these type of cards. You know what? Like, maybe not necessarily the triple Logoman. You may be correct on that, but, like, we see stories every day of people hitting these huge one-on-one prospects and rookie cards out of regular stuff every single day.
But you did. I mean, for example, you did a player break.
Yeah.
Right?
It could have came out of that.
It could have came out of that. And
For
what were the
$100.
spots? $100.
$100.
So that's the price of a lower end box. So I'm saying the accessibility to this stuff, that's the beauty of breaks, and that's why I don't get people's comments. It's like, yeah, you ain't going to be able to buy a $25,000 box. There's very few people that can.
Very few people
But
that
the
can do
way
that.
that breaks are set up and cut up, there is low cost of admission style
Right.
of ways to get in on this. And it very well could have been. That could have been the case that you did the break on.
Yeah. It could have
It
been.
could have been because we don't know what's in them. We actually,
mean,
Shane
we-
put this away about 4 weeks ago because we were going through a lot of flawless. And I said, Shane, we got that box that we need for the break. So I'm like, put that away and take it off inventory so that it doesn't get sold. And he handpicked it out of a case. So it got set to the side. So that's also clearing up any rumors that there was a wave 2 because there was a lot of dealers that because none of the 5 Logomans were hit. A lot of duels were hit, but all the 5 Logomans were still around 3 weeks into the release that there was a quote-unquote wave 2.
And we don't know if that was distributors holding onto product and just playing the waiting game and then moving it, or if there truly was like another way to obtain it from Panini. We don't know, but we do know that it was available for a pretty substantial price.
Sure, yeah, but I just like because I think and shout out to Firehand, he was on the. I guaranteed that 2 were coming out on Friday because he was buying into the theory that it was a wave. Well, ours wasn't from a new wave. Ours was purchased 3 weeks before that. So it was part of an initial allocation from a distributor or a rebuy from a distributor. So it wasn't part of any extra wave. So Panini was not holding this card back. This card could have very well be hit on day 1. But it didn't because we put that to the side.
If we didn't have the 100-box mixer, it probably would have been hit in either day 1 or the first weekend of the
Absolutely.
release.
Yeah, because we ran through all our initial allocations.
So
that first
yeah, I
weekend.
mean we put up that 100-box mixer 3 weeks before Flawless even came out.
And that's when I told Shane, our inventory manager, to
we
make
should have
sure-
brought Shane in.
I
He
know.
could have did a play-by-play of like I held on to the
that would have been
box.
like an hour story, dude.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
2 hours.
Yeah.
So
Just
Think he-
explain how he put that.
I think
to
he's
the side.
I think he's actually out there right now telling the story with that. Like
but
whoever will listen.
I do want to hear from the hype community here. What do you guys think this card's worth? Because there's a lot of numbers. I think gone are the days that we get a $2 million card, so I that's out of the question, I think. But what do you guys think this is worth? How cool it is? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Is it good for the hobby? Is it bad for the hobby? We'll put up a post on the community about that. And you guys chime in because I want to know what your thoughts are on it. Obviously, we got pretty lucky on pulling it.
Very lucky.
As much as Dan probably did about 15 breaks from now and between the Mac Jones he pulled. He's on a pretty hefty streak.
I know your
mean,
percentage is pretty high, dude.
Yeah, Flawless Slayer.
I think we looked it up. Doug was saying that it was literally almost a year to the day.
Yeah, it was
that
like 3 or 4
Dan
days off.
pulled the Flawless Shield Mac Jones last year. That we
You know,
pulled out.
and if I was doing this and I was in the other break studio, I probably would have like ran out of the break studio like I did last time.
I think
But-
you would have.
But it would have been impossible. I would have had to jump over the table.
That's true. I think what would have happened this time, you
And
have
the
to top it.
Otani had already fallen like 18
Yeah.
times.
Well, you were
so I,
really
like-
concerned at that before you opened the boxes.
I was actually. I brought it up. I'm all let's not take the Otani down again.
Yeah, come on.
and then showed the box.
He's leading the league in homers. That thing's gonna be worth something. I think though to top it, Dan,
It
you would have
was.
if you were gonna top it in that studio. I think you would have had to run to the emergency ladder that we have in the back and just get on the roof and just start screaming from the top of the roof. I did.
I mean,
it!"
idea.
that sounds amazing. Sounds dangerous.
Very dangerous.
I'm down.
But you know what? Unlike the Mac Jones, the Mac Jones unfortunately has kind of lost its luster.
We don't know.
But the day one, it was huge. It was in the moment. But this card will be safe from losing its luster year after year after year.
This card is amazing. It really is a once in a lifetime. Like, we've been opening up cards so long. It for me, it's the biggest card I've seen in my entire life.
Now I could always say, because that is we do shows, we do events, stuff like that. The first question we get is, what's the biggest card you've ever pulled?
No one's
clear-
even
it's
going
a
to
clear
I
answer now.
don't even have to think anymore.
It's a clear answer now.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is coming from, again, 2019, big year for us, right? Me personally, pulling those two LeBron Logomans 2 months apart, the Luka Doncic rookie Logoman, the Luka Doncic number 5 RPA.
Those were all within a couple months, right?
All within a couple months of each other. So, obviously, yeah, act like you've been there.
The Nebulas were involved in that too, right?
Yep, the LeBron Nebula, the KD Nebula. Like, act like you've been there. And yes, I is not, not the first time we've pulled something like huge, but this card tops it all.
Does. And then Dan's first break back. What does he get in his first box? We're going to move on to Select here. 2022 Select. First box, what do you pull?
I pulled a Brock Purdy 101.
In this first box back. I mean,
Black
the fire.
Prism 101.
The luck continues. You should probably wish you were in Vegas at a slot machine for this luck. But you are spreading the love.
It was okay.
It was a shield glove.
It's
Shield
not-
glove.
It's not the right player, not the right team, whatever.
It was the right
More-
player. And
More of a
then
Kenny
I
Pickett guy
pulled
myself, but
a Danny Gray Shield 101s. You could do it at a Select. And then we did pull a XRC tie-dye QB1.
that's a big one.
Which is Bryce Young, which supposedly sold for $3,500. You can probably see it on the slide above my head here. I did want to point out, I don't know if you noticed, Dan, the tie-dye, the front of the XRC is numbered. It's serial numbered. It said 5 out of 25.
Oh, it's actually numbered.
The front of the redemption.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, no, I only pulled one. You were able to see a lot more XRCs than me. I only pulled one.
Well, this was the only numbered one, and somebody in the chat pointed it out because I didn't even look for it. So that, the other side of it, where it says you've got an XRC, it said 5 of 25. So I don't know how the heck Panini's going to coordinate that, because the customer is going to assume they're probably getting 5 of 25 when that card comes back, right?
That code has to be tied to that stamp.
Yeah, I think they can do it.
I think that's a kind of a loss prevention tactic more than anything, correct? If we think about it in that regard.
Sure. It's an easier way to keep track of inventory.
Of where every card's going.
Yep.
That way the number, what number is he? Is he number 9 or something like that? Bryce.
Yeah, I want to say so.
So the
I have to look
9
it up.
of 25 can't just be given to somebody else, right? Maybe it's more legit. I actually like that. So it's the first time I've seen it where it says that. I guess it would be pretty exciting if you saw that 101 on there too.
Fnatic should try to do that too.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot.
I mean, I there's multiple pros of why they're doing that.
And if you're not familiar with what an XRC is it is even though it's a 2022 product, they have redemptions for 2023 rookies.
The kids that just got drafted.
And it goes all the way up. We pulled a wide receiver 6.
Ooh.
So I haven't seen 6 before.
I think 6 is as far as it goes.
So it goes tight ends 1 through 6 drafted. QBs 1 through 6 drafted. Running backs 1 through 6 drafted. So those are going to be your
And
XRCs.
defensive players 1 through 6.
Defensive. I don't know if it goes all the way up to 6, but there's definitely defensive players.
Well, as far as quarterbacks, who do we have? It'd be Bryce, Stroud,
Levis.
well, I'm
Bryce,
trying to go
Stroud,
Anthony,
Richardson,
Levis,
Hooker.
Aiden
Who's
O'Connell?
last?
Stetson Bennett.
Is Stetson Bennett the last
I
one?
believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they did up to 6.
They got him in. They got him in.
They got Stetson in.
Of course they did.
They got the future of the Rams in
I mean,
there.
he's the
I mean,
future.
two-time national
Not of the
champion,
Rams, of
future of the game.
of the NFL.
NFL. So that's something also. So those come 3. We pulled 3 in a case. Out of 12, you're getting a XRC 1 every 4 boxes. It could be a base.
Patrick Stetson Bennett.
Could be a defensive guy. So there's a whole assortment of getting these cards. But I do want to keep in mind that a buyer beware. There's people listing these XRC mystery redemptions on eBay. Those are for autographs. So mystery autograph redemption. Like this one is tie-dye, and it says XRC Auto 1. People are selling these on eBay as this is Bryce Young. So they are putting on the eBay title, Bryce Young. And didn't you see one? It was like a lot of money.
It had 5 days left, and it was at $1,500.
So
and I think we're seeing that also with the auto number 2. I think people are going to be putting Stroud. They're basically basing it on what position they were drafted. That is, I'm 99% sure, because crazy things can happen. You got to leave that 1% margin there. 99% sure that either Young, Stroud, or Levis will not be one of the mystery redemptions.
right, to remind you guys, those are guys who are Fanatics exclusives. The only chance is if somehow Panini secured their autographs. Now, Bryce Young was in Immaculate Collegiate.
Yes.
So they
That's
did
why-
have some stickers.
Give that 1%.
They did have stickers. So, we'll have to wait. But don't bid on these or don't sell these banking on it's one of these 3 guys that are
think
Fanatics
about that,
exclusives.
though. Let's play the hypothetical, right? What if there was some stickers and they did use those, and that was basically the only thing, the only licensed rookie autos
Of the year.
of the year?
That will shoot Select up even higher. Yeah, you're right.
And as far as I could tell, there is no Will Levis Panini auto that when I search.
that's come out.
CJ Stroud.
They had Stroud.
I believe he
You
had
know,
Stroud,
Some of those collegiate stuff, I think. No, maybe not.
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay.
Immaculate.
Sweet.
So there is a chance. That's weird. He was in 22 select draft picks too. So they had CJ Stroud in there.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a chance they could have some stickers left over. They probably don't use all their stickers of these guys. There is a chance.
That'd be huge.
There is a chance. But
But their best rookie card.
I don't know what the legality of that is.
Well, but wait,
It's technically.
it's a 2022 product.
It's a 2022 product, technically.
So that
But
deal
technicality.
that deal they signed was probably for 2022 products.
Technicality.
So they may not have, if they have any stickers left over, they might not have a choice. If they're going to use them, they may actually have to use them on these.
Right.
but I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
But
Maybe-
but the thing is that do they have enough? You got to think about all the parallels. Would they have enough of those players?
Well, mystery redemption autos are very, very tough to pull already.
they may only, if they did it, like say XRC auto 1, they plan on being Bryce Young. Maybe it's just tie-dye gold and 101.
saying,
so that could be only
I don't-
36 of
yeah,
them.
I don't
yeah,
think-
but we've also seen this in the past where it doesn't correspond with their draft position.
Right.
So we could basically throw that out the door, right? That's probably not going to correspond. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 are probably not going to correspond with how they were drafted.
So let's get back into talking about the product itself other than the XRCs. Sweet level's been added. We pulled a fair amount of sweet levels.
Sweet.
I don't know what I think about them yet. Too early on. But
parking
field
lot
level is
parallels.
now the other way.
I saw that.
What do we think about that? I don't like that style, but it's growing on me.
It's the only issue I have with it is that for years they've done the horizontal as the snapshot, and now the snapshot and the field level are both horizontal. So it doesn't really make neither of them unique anymore, because they used to have the snapshots where it was like the wide view, and stuff, and those were really cool. I thought every single year, but with the field levels being also horizontal, yeah, I don't know.
I like it. I like
Field
I-
levels or sweet levels like a frame. It's got kind of a frame look to it.
I think it's
Yeah.
that Patrick Mahomes we're looking at, isn't
Yep.
it?
Yep, that's a sweet level.
Sweet.
Sweet. What is? I know you haven't had a chance to open any up, Cody, but what are your thoughts on Select?
I'm always a Select fan. I've always talked about how much I enjoy ripping open Select. I think the look is great. I like the parallels. I know there's some talk of it's too much print run, all that. Kind of bummed about the XRCs not being live. I thought that was just really added a different layer. We talked about it last week. I wanted to throw this out when you were talking about the listings for the XRCs. I'm sure there's some of those listings that are purposefully misleading people to think, oh, I'm getting a Bryce Young. But do you think there's also a fair amount that legitimately don't realize that there are not going to be
the
those
one I
autos?
saw
There
had
probably is.
the one I saw had 14 question marks after Bryce Young.
That seems to be like they
feels
kind of
feels
know.
like they know and they're trying to deceive people.
But I mean, it is mystery. So
One
it
question
it
mark
could be
maybe.
anything.
When you throw out 14 of them,
The more question marks you put out, the more
the more
I
I
question.
should the more I should question.
Yeah, the more questions the question. Yeah, exactly. But that's the only thing because even that first announcement, quote unquote announcement, that Bryce Young was a Fanatics exclusive was so nonchalant, so nothing, that even I looked at it and I was like, is this now the official announcement? Bryce Young's a Fanatics exclusive? Because on Twitter, and I know Twitter is kind of like not the best barometer for how viral things go, but it got nothing. No one was retweeting it. No one was talking about it. Nothing. I think there are a fair amount of people out there that aren't fully ingrained every day in, day out in this hobby that are going to be a little blindsided by the fact that there are no autos of these top guys.
Well, it's going to be all year when somebody's going to walk in and buy a 2023 Donruss box. They're like, cool,
But
I hope I can get
maybe
to CJ
collectors are moving away from wanting autographs. Maybe they're going down the parallel path.
I mean, that's what Panini's counting on.
Maybe.
Either that, or they're going to have to be – the new hobby saver is going to be Brian Gray and Leaf with all of his backup Bryce Young stickers lying around somewhere, because you know he's got them.
Yeah, I mean, Select is one of my favorite products. I mean, I love and there was a good vet rookie proposition throughout the whole product, right? Legends. There was Dan pulled there's a lot of Super Bowl
I pulled
autos.
4 Super Bowl autos from the Patriots beating the Rams.
You guys got 2 Black Prism 101s. How many golds did you guys pull? Or number to 10s just in general?
First
maybe?
case probably only one, and then I feel like the second case was 2 or 3.
I pulled 2, but I also pulled a green.
What about Emerald
patch
Green?
auto?
One green?
But the
I
only
pulled
true
one.
we only pulled 1 true gold. It was like a different one gold, like the Mojo film on one of them,
Right.
the laser on the other one.
That's the thing about Select, and it's the reason why it's always been ultra popular, is because you're getting so many of those low numbered parallels. Like when you see green, when you see gold, when you see black, it makes you feel good, right? As a collector,
it's exciting, and it's exciting break for being a lot of packs in a sense from a break. I mean, I don't think it's too many packs, but it is in a sense. It's not a hit. It's not a hit, national treasures.
Yeah.
I think it's an exciting break, and it's a lot of fun.
Pulled a Trayvon Walker prime patch, number to 5,
And it had a
questionable patch.
and it looked like it was a Seahawk patch.
I was definitely – I saw it. That
Oh,
was definitely a Seahawks.
we all know. I mean, I'm not. I mean, it.
No. Jaguars got a jersey like that.
No,
color.
like I said, man, Trayvon Walker's
It's a
walking
practice squad or
around
something.
like you need to get him to wear a jersey, and the only jersey you got is a Seahawks jersey. You're gonna hand it
Was
to
that
him.
number?
Let
That
him
was
play.
happens.
that was a number 2, right?
I believe so.
6 box number 2.
No, 6 box number 1. The
Number
first
1. And make sure you guys get your spots. We're going to be running Select all weekend here. So get your spots in. Either with C-Rad, Greg, get in while you can and grab some spots. I was going to look for this card, but it may take me too long. I wanted to show C-Rad in it. And we'll see if the it's hard. I mean, the colors are close. The colors are close to the Jags. So, I mean, maybe got just put in the wrong area. Or maybe he did wear a Seahawk patch at one point. Maybe he pulled an Aiden Hutchinson 101 die cut auto, by the way.
Yep.
As well.
Jeez.
As a
Damn.
side note. I mean, that
Jeez.
was
What a
just
morning.
a side note.
Yeah,
Yeah,
an
it was,
afterthought.
it was a
Good
crazy.
Lord.
I know. I didn't fail to mention that one. Die cut autos are back, which I don't remember seeing them last year, but I think they were heavily in 2020.
I don't remember seeing die cuts, but
I do. They've always been in there.
all right.
Die cut autos?
Yes.
Okay. I don't feel like maybe we just don't break a whole lot. Pull the Ronnie Lott Super Bowl auto. We don't. We gotta break more. All right.
No.
Yeah, but
You don't break more, you make more.
all right. So cool. Let's move on to the next topic. I'm gonna take a nap on this one.
Oh, hating.
Denver and Vegas, they win. What a series. Go ahead, guys.
All right.
I want to congratulate Nikola Jokic on probably the most perfect NBA season of all time.
It was close.
Almost the most perfect season. It was just, I mean, heavily debated if he should have won that NBA MVP, regular season MVP. But, God, hell of a player. He dominated every single team he played against as a big man. You love to see it for big man collectors out there, for Nikola Jokic collectors. Yeah, I mean, the Heat were overmatched. Every team they played against looked like they were overmatched by Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. So, great run for them. Congratulations. And as a Warrior fan, we'll see you next year.
Let me get a hobby perspective on this, because, again, you talk about big man. We always talk, big man, blah, blah, blah. You know, that if you listen to us
Yes.
enough, you know the deal. But I think we are seeing – this is now the 4th NBA champion of this decade, and I'm starting to see a trend. Other than that Warriors title – You're seeing teams led by elite big men. You're seeing, I mean, LeBron, obviously, but AD was there. You see Giannis and the Bucks, Jokic and the Nuggets. The big man is starting, like the redefinition of what the big man is the thing that's starting to dominate the NBA. There's been more randomness than we're used to in the NBA, but I think that bodes well for like Wembanyama when he becomes a guy that people want to collect. If there's this fear of like he's a big man, it's not a guy that people want to collect all the time. To me, this shows, and one, he's a unicorn. I get it, but to me, this shows that that maybe we need to start to readjust how we view these guys because they're the guys who are dominating the game right now.
Yeah, and I mean, if you go in the history of the NBA, they've always been the guys that dominated the basketball, right? Maybe not to the extent, like obviously, Embiid, Jokic, and Giannis, they've done historic. Like, I'm talking about like historic in the history of the NBA things this year. If you really dive into their advanced stats, so yeah, you're right. Victor Wembanyama is a perfect storm for him to come in. I mean, off the rip, you know, one thing we always talk about is like people are worried about his health, but it's like he's played a full season overseas, no health issues at all. So in terms of like, I'm hopeful and optimistic that he's gonna be able to get through this NBA season healthy. And if he does, my God, he does look like he's gonna do some damage. And yeah, you're right. It's a perfect storm for him with Jokic and Embiid and AD dominating the league the last few years.
But, you know, one thing you got to consider, and the only one is the unicorn in the situation, is the bubble Lakers championship. These teams that have been winning the last 5 years are homegrown teams. So, like, let's also say that you're not seeing, like, a Clippers team where it's like nobody even on that team was ever drafted by the Clippers or the Lakers. Nobody on that team is even drafted except for Austin Reeves. So, like, you know, the core group of this team being Jamal Murray, Jokic, and Porter were all drafted by the team. You look at the Celtics; they're all drafted by that team. Now they didn't win one yet, but you know the Heat wasn't really drafted. I mean, they had Bam, but it seems like you get a big man and you homegrown that big man with a couple other pieces around them through the draft. It almost just, I think it's almost like you take the ego out of it. You don't bring in a hot shot superstar who's going to now gel with a team that's been together for 5 years. Also want to point out the fact that Jokic, Michelob Ultra. He's drinking a Michelob Ultra.
I believe that is the official beer sponsor of the NBA.
Yeah, cases of it back in the back.
I was like, I thought you were gonna say Denver. I'm like, it's not Coors Light.
Yeah, I had to throw that picture. It's my favorite picture, the one of Jokic. They caught him in the corner, just like kind of very quietly, just drinking a Michelob.
He had to drink 75 of those to catch a buzz.
Absolutely.
They said that like I was when somebody comment like he just wants to probably. He's so glad that the NBA Finals is over. He probably just wants to go home to Serbia, eat Serbian food, and hang out with his family.
Dude, did you see some of the, like, they kept saying, hey, Parade Friday, and he keeps going, oh, God, I know, Parade Friday. Then I can go home. Like, enjoy it, man, but that's not his bag. Yeah. That's his, like, he kind of just sees it as his job, but I don't know.
He's the funny. Madison Bumgarner of basketball.
He kind of is. A bum, though, got down. Bum would know when to party. We know that. We know that.
I mean, what would you guys drink? Okay, let's go around the room. You win a championship. Actually, probably should have done it during the triple Logoman pool because that's probably the equivalent in our field. What would you? what would
won the championship?
We won the championship. Yeah. What would your drink of choice be, regardless of sponsor?
Regardless of sponsor.
I mean, because it sounds like he had to drink the Michelob.
Heineken.
Okay.
If we're like a celebratory beer,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
not necessarily alcohol,
any
like liquor,
drink.
Right? But beer.
Yeah, I guess it would be beer, right? You have to be on camera.
Mine's without a doubt silver soda, Coors Light.
Yeah,
Coors
I think
Light.
I got to go Coors Light as well.
Oh God!
But the pint.
I mean, a pint, tall can.
Not the same.
I mean,
It's very refreshing. I'll give you guys that.
The
for
Coors
sure,
Light
1,000%.
Coors Light tastes the best. We're gonna be all these IPA guys with their beanies on are gonna be bashing.
I mean,
us.
Give me the haziest IPA you can find. I need 11% ABV.
So you just
douse
want,
me
you
in
just
that
want
stuff.
straight like cool pine sol.
I want it to taste like the forest.
Yes.
But with a touch of like grapefruit or like some pineapple
Dude,
or something.
I like
something,
IPA.
something to balance it out.
I like
but it never
IPAs
does,
too. I like IPAs too, but it's like we're talking about, man, the best of the best beers, like something that you just like grew up on, like IPA. I don't know.
You're like, Cody, what are you drinking?
Old English.
Cody, what are you drinking? Well, it's a Devil Dog Brown Road Haze pineapple.
That is me. Yeah.
I
am
am
that guy.
Devil Dog
I am
Brown
that guy.
Road pineapple.
Here's the difference with me. Here's the difference is that
Sounds hazy.
I will look up some. Yeah, the haziest of the hazy. I can't even see through that thing. That's what I like. But again, if I'm chilling, I will go like a Modelo. Or probably a Modelo is probably my hangout and just chill.
You know what? Yeah, and I like the way Modelo tastes, but they got to get rid of that stupid aluminum around the bottle.
There have been
Like
multiple times where I've swallowed some of that stuff.
There's no point of that.
No.
Don't do that.
It looks dignified. It looks dignified.
But you sit there for like a good solid couple minutes. You're like peeling away, just making sure you
might
don't-
get a little bit on your mouth.
Yeah, but nobody needs to ingest aluminum foil or whatever it's made out of.
Who else does that? Stella has like more of a paper top.
Stella has paper.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I used to be a big into Stella.
Stella's are great.
Yeah, Stellas are good. I still like
Stella's
Stella.
great. I think I might be allergic to Stella,
Oh,
or maybe just actually completely different. But like Heffenweisens, I might. Every time I have a Heffenweisen, I just like sneeze my face up.
wheat. Well, maybe you
Yeah.
got a wheat thing.
Wheat beer, maybe, but
Yeah.
I have no problem eating wheat bread.
Anyway, we can all agree though, Michelob Ultra, also a beer, the most deceiving beer, because they're like, oh, it's the beer, because you after your game, after your big workout, because you're an athlete, you're athletic, you're working out, you're trying to stay fit. Have a Michelob Ultra. It's like 1 calorie less than a Coors Light. Give me a break.
You're like, here, have a red and white.
Hey,
Have a Guinness.
Have a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Have a hams.
hey,
Hams!
in the great words of Dave Chappelle. In the great words of Dave Chappelle. They pay me more, so it tastes better.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
That's 100% what it is. Yeah, I did not know that Michelob Ultra was a sponsor there. But,
Jimmy Butler is like their biggest spokesperson
Yes.
too, so
Yes.
that's even more bitter
What,
pill to swallow for him.
Who owns Michelob?
probably Budweiser.
I think it's Budweiser.
Is it Budweiser?
I'd have to look
I
it
would
up, but I
assume.
think it is.
Probably made a lot more
Well,
this year.
Budweiser is owned by
Anheuser-Busch.
which
is owned by-
Bev.
No idea.
Bev, not Bevmo, but
Michelob
InBev-
is owned by Anheuser-Busch.
Yep, there you go.
and Anheuser-Busch is owned by.
That I would have to look up.
It was also
InBev?
it was a pale lager developed by the original Michelob, Adolphus Busch. Production of Michelob began in 1896 as a draft beer for fancy people. Well, look at that. Now it's just for your non-fancy people.
It's for your post-workout beer.
Yeah, it's for your post.
I think Anheuser-Busch is
Is
its
it?
own thing,
Really?
by the way. Yeah. They also have the Busch Entertainment Corporation for family entertainment. You know, everybody's favorite family entertainment stuff about, I don't know, it's a
I
kids
think
movie
it-
about Budweiser? What's that all
Amusement
about?
Parks.
Yeah, they used to be SeaWorld and
Yeah.
all that. Boy, just seeing that Michelob, we got into SeaWorld territory. Was
Oh
not
my
expecting
God.
this.
There's a lot of stuff.
When
Shock
they-
Busch
Top,
Gardens. Remember Busch Gardens?
Yeah.
Literally Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, I
Yeah.
went to one of those.
Land Shark or Lager, Red Hook, Ale, Windmere, Kona, all owned by Anheuser-Busch.
I went to the Anheuser-Busch brewery. Really fun, really cool in St. Louis. And going to that gift shop, shocking the amount of beer. There was about 5 where I went, that's owned by Anheuser-Busch? That one too? Like Stella. Didn't realize Stella was an Anheuser-Busch.
What?
Yeah, Stella's an
I don't think
Anheuser-Busch.
it always was, but eventually,
No.
They're like, we'll give you a couple billion for that
Yeah.
brand. You're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
we're
if Blue Moon is. Either Blue Moon is owned by them
Love
or
Blue Moon, too.
Coors now. I can't remember.
But getting back to like red and whites, Budweiser regular. Is there any beer that tastes more like beer? I mean, it is absolute beer regular.
That is a beer that to me, this makes no sense at all. But the moment I take a sip of it, I can smell Marlboro Reds. I can just smell
You
it.
should just pick up Marlboro Red non-filters and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
It's like both of those. Like it's just something about that. I think it's from my childhood. Those senses are connected.
They
to
have
me.
the same color scheme, right?
Yeah.
Or they're both red and
All right,
white.
Yeah, you got to wear a flannel with it too, a cowboy hat. You know, it was actually I was at a gathering. It was like a couple weeks ago, and guys were like, "Hey, you want a Coors?" I'm like, "Sweet." And he gave me a regular
A
Coors.
banquet beer.
And I'm like,
The
"They still
banquet
make
beer.
these?" Like, he's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Oh, it's a regular Coors."
Coors
Like, I
Banquet.
did, you know,
Nothing wrong with
Coors
that.
I'm like
Banquet.
Coors Light promoted their stuff so much that I forgot that there's an actual Coors.
Well, and that was the original.
Yes, of course. And then
I
somehow
don't know why they call it the banquet
somehow
beer.
in the 80s that they're like, look, everybody's getting fat off of beer. Let's take away about 20 calories of beer and call it light.
I mean, Miller Lite was at probably the biggest light beer to start. Miller Lite with who was the Bob Uecker?
Oh yeah. Because it was Cubs. Harry Carey. He was this bud's on me. That was his thing. Yeah.
He had had a
After,
couple.
after about 6 buds deep,
he had had a couple.
roll
buds.
the tape.
You know what's funny though? I want to bring this whole light conversation back to sports cards.
No.
Thank you.
No, but what Topps makes light. Like that's the least thing you want to hear about your box. You want your box to be heavy. I'm not ingesting cards. I'm not worried about my caloric intake when I'm opening a box of cards.
So you want some Top Sonic Heavy?
Yes.
I want the
Another name.
I want the banquet box. I want the king of boxes. I want a hazy IPA box. That's what I need.
Just every product jumbo.
I want the immaculate king of boxes.
But light sounds like you're not in the big leagues. You're like, you know what? This is Topps Chrome Cheap Bastard Edition. Like it's like
king size, fun size.
Like maybe
super size.
maybe lower. It's almost like Topps Chrome lower chances, like harder to hit autos. I mean, like light just kind of screams that, right? Like, you gotta come up with a different name. Maybe like I know at retail you can't do it either because that's another SKU. But like I don't know, fun size edition.
size.
Yeah, that's. When you get
Sonic
the
Light,
Snickers.
Sonic Light
Yeah,
fun.
I do want to be in the room when they came up with the idea of light products, right? Like
Yeah,
what was the discussion there?
Mitch Hedfield was running it, so he's like, "How many packs are in there?" Light. They're like, meeting adjourned.
believe it. Hedberg.
Hedberg.
Oh, what did I say?
You said Hetfield or
No, James's brother.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Metallica?
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg, by the way. Yeah, R.I.P. Long time ago.
Hetfield.
It was in reference to the DoubleTree naming. What are we gonna name this hotel?
Yeah.
There's 2 trees. DoubleTree.
I
All right,
get
meeting
it.
adjourned.
But I mean, I think the light also is like, it's light on your pocketbook.
So you like it then?
No, I
You're
didn't
a
say
fan.
I like it. I'm just trying to, they were at the board meeting, and I think that's what they were.
But it's
talking
also
about.
Lighter on your pocket.
Lighter on your
It's
pocketbook.
LITE though. So, what is that in the definition of?
It's just a different way of spelling light.
Is that in the dictionary? Is that a real word?
Don't
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
in the dictionary.
Is it?
Is it?
Well, congrats to the Nuggets and the Knights. Less so the Knights. I'll be a hater on that one.
What?
Because not only because we're Sharks fans around
there's
here.
Not a there's they don't have a rivalry.
Well, they do, and they're here in the Bay Area.
They don't, because the
Not
Sharks
anymore,
need to
though.
be good. They're just terrible.
They have the upper hand on them with that amazing comeback in Game 7.
Yes.
Now the Knights have it. Not only, though, that, because a friend of the show, of course, Doug Plagans, the radio play-by-play voice of the Florida Panthers. Incredible calls. Hats off to him for an incredible run.
Oh, such a great run.
And the calls he made. So
Incredible calls.
but hey, if you're rooting for him and have 6
would-
years, not earned. Sorry,
I
not
was
earned.
Vegas,
100% rooting for the Panthers to win.
Without question.
But I wasn't like super bummed that the Golden Knights. Well, I don't really care. I don't see the rivalry between the Sharks and the Golden Knights. I see the rivalry between the Ducks and the Sharks.
I'm saying this.
The Kings and the Sharks.
The Vegas. If the A's go to Vegas, I know it didn't work for the Raiders quite yet, but
Well,
they
this
are going to
year it
win
does.
championships there because that is the most home field advantage you can have anywhere. You've seen it on display last night. It was 8-3. These guys went out. They're 20. They went out.
You're telling me?
They went out.
you
They were
don't-
in
you
Vegas.
don't-
They
you
partied. The score was 8-3. They didn't even try. They probably went to bed at like 3 a.m.
Nah, I don't think so. I think they're professionals.
There's got to be a certain percentage of guys on the team, though. You're talking about you travel with how many guys? 20, 30 guys. You tell me all of them went to bed at 9?
I will say in the regular season, it's a thing. It is a thing in the regular season. The Vegas effect. They have an incredible winning percentage at home. And yeah, a lot of it, at least in the regular season, a lot of that is due to the fact that guys are going out. They only go once a year.
I can see that in the regular season.
We've
but
been there for work
dude, the
functions. Did we
Stanley
go to
Cup
bed? Did
Finals?
we ever go
I
to
was
bed?
in bed at 7:30.
Stanley Cup Finals though, like
7:30
as a
in bed.
professional athlete, you got to be locked in, dude.
Well, but that's the thing. You're probably nervous as well. A lot of these guys, it's their first big event. How are you going to let off
But
steam?
these games don't start until like 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, well, 5 o'clock for the Stanley Cup Final.
5 o'clock.
Yeah,
I mean,
5 o'clock.
You could have got back to your room at like 8 a.m.
I still got.
They got practice. They got to be on the
Still
ice.
get 8 hours.
They got to be on.
But you're assuming these guys are properly hydrated, properly nutritioned, like they would be at home.
Dude, I think that's a thing for the regular season, like Cody said. 100%. That's a
It's
real
a thing. It's a thing.
Stanley Cup Finals though, I feel like that you got to be locked in, dude. You're playing for a championship here.
Yeah,
You gotta be professional here.
Yeah, I mean, even during the regular season, what I will say is that it's probably harder to, like, if you're staying at a hotel that has like a casino attached to it. I don't know where these players stay, but when you're like going through like the casino and you're going up to your room, you're just like, there's a lot of like lights and sounds and just chaos going on. It's gonna be hard to go to your room and just like be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna zone that out and just go to
Especially,
bed.
you got to think that these guys, some of these guys are 22, 23, and they literally,
You're like, they're all
on
up.
hockey, they've probably played from 10 years till now and not ever did anything like this,
You're all-
right? And now you have millions of dollars, too, where you're
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
okay.
It's like 10 p.m. You're like, let me go down and flip some cards.
Yeah, I
I
get it.
mean, and yeah.
But I mean, I don't think that's what happened this game. I think the fact that
Vegas is just better.
and the Panthers didn't have Kachuk.
Yeah, they have the best.
That's
But how
Stuff.
good were the Vegas Knights? Like, the first year they came in the league, they were
well,
good.
if I'm not mistaken, the Vegas Knights were a 1 seed, weren't they?
They were the number 1 seed, and Boston had that historic season. Remember that? They got eliminated in the first round.
They didn't go to Vegas.
They did not. But yeah, Boston. But the second best team in hockey, best team in the West,
Yeah.
was the Vegas Knights. So.
So we got data here on the Vegas Golden Knights cards.
Yeah, well, first we got some data on the Denver Nuggets, who we've looked at some of this before, but worth revisiting. That Nikola Jokic Silver Prism PSA 10 last sold for $3,650, 6% growth for over 3 months. That one's kind of locked in, that value. I don't know if that's gonna budge that much.
For reference, 8 months ago, Zion Silver Prisms were selling for that much.
That's
I know.
insane, dude.
Crazy.
That's insane.
For reference, now they're like hovering at like $500.
Woo! Speaking of silver prisms,
Now he's spending that kind of money on dinners with girls he goes out with.
well,
No.
well, that's a great here. This is actually a great. This is a great question.
Comparing
Here.
Jokic to Zion right now.
Yeah, I
the
know.
prices of Zion.
Well, the prices, but now the prices are closer to Jamal Murray, whose silver prism PSA 10 last sold for just a shade under $500, $494.
And I gotta say,
Such a great design.
years later, 16, 17 might have one of the most unique prism designs out of all.
I
those.
think it's the best.
So
I'm not. No, you
Yeah.
can't go that far.
So let
It's
me
not the best.
Let me ask
It's
you
not the
guys.
best.
After
Clearly better than in the 15, 16.
12, 13 is
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
kidding me? 15, 16 is a classic design. Look
They're-
at that.
They're all my classics. I
15,
love them all.
15, if I did a tier list, 15, 16 would be high up on that list.
Well, we got to keep in mind, and shout out to C-Blaz, because I totally forgot. Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. They didn't even show him go on stage because it was second round.
Right.
And it was just like, there's Taco Bell quesarito, right? Was it quesarito?
Yeah, the quesarito, brand
Delicious.
new.
Is
changed the game. To
Is
the
it?
quesarito.
Break it down. What is
All
it?
right, so here's what you do. You got a
Is it-
quesadilla, right?
Is it a Crunchwrap Supreme? Is it in
No,
the
no, no.
Crunchwrap Supreme family?
No, not in the Crunchwrap Supreme family. It's in the quesadilla and burrito family, thus the name quesarito.
Yeah, duh.
So you get a quesadilla, right? You put that cheese. You do it like a quesadilla, but you're like, man, I need something a little more filling. I want that burrito as well. Then you put the bean and cheese burrito right in the middle of it. You wrap that thing up. Boom. You got yourself a quesarito.
Yeah.
So
it's
it
about
truly
7,000
is-
calories.
Yo
It
quiero
is,
Taco
it
Bell.
is a burrito that is wrapped in a quesadilla.
Correct. Instead
Okay.
of look, could you just make a bean, cheese, and rice burrito and have less tortillas? Absolutely. But then it wouldn't be a quesarito. It'd just be a bean, cheese, and
You could
rice
just
burrito.
you could be a monster and just order one of each
You could.
and just eat them
wrap it
separate.
yourself.
And wrap it yourself. That's actually
Well, I mean,
that's
or-
the
or you
power
could-
move right
or
there.
you could not wrap it yourself. You could just be an adult and just
And
eat one
I-
at a time.
And, I mean, and I'm not going to go out there and say, Nikola Jokic is 4 times better investment. I'm not going to say that, but my next statement is that he doesn't have a lot of cards. He doesn't have an NTRPA. He only has a flawless, I believe, on-card auto. He didn't have a flawless RPA because he was a second rounder. He has select on-card autos. He doesn't have a lot of cards. He wasn't the face of that year. That was Booker, I think in Towns, right? Booker and
Matter of
Towns.
fact, his select stuff was Panini reward redemptions,
Wow.
the autos,
That's right.
including the 101.
Yeah, because
So somebody got his 101 from
Esplus.
Still,
10,000 points or something.
Esplus has it. The black 101.
Still
select
there?
auto.
still got some up there. I got some points.
I do want to quickly ask. You see, right? You were saying that silver prism for Zion is now floating around 500. Jamal Murray is at floating around 500. You had to buy one right now, post NBA Finals. You going Zion or you going Jamal Murray?
Zion.
Still Zion, no doubt.
Zion.
You're
Zion.
buying Zion over Jamal Murray?
Zion.
You guys are crazy.
No. I still believe.
What?
I still believe.
Because this, I mean, here's the thing. This is Zion may never reach the potential, but this is the highest Murray. Maybe Murray gets higher,
I mean,
but this feels like the highest it gets.
Yeah, I mean,
are we?
he's never going to be the
we
number
can't
one.
close-
Unless-
we're not closing the book on Zion.
Unless Joker and Murray become Kobe and Shaq.
I was saying. I mean, I said
And they
before
win
the
3 in a
finals.
row.
It's too late for that.
I said before the finals.
late?
I think
Nah.
I think that his potential peak is like a Klay Thompson, just a shade under Klay Thompson.
If they win 3 championships in a row,
But
Yeah.
Joker's
Hypothetically.
different because he's already got the 2 MVPs, right? Now he got the Finals MVP. And, I mean, he's approaching a category of his own now with his accomplishments. There's not been a lot of players that have
there's
even
not going
done
to be a
with
lot
2
of,
MVPs,
there's not
right?
going to be a lot of guys in the conversation with him.
I mean, even Steph
he's
only
done.
has 1 MVP,
Right.
regular season MVP. Or no, he has multiple
He's got 2.
MVPs, but
Yeah,
he
2
only has
regular.
1 Finals MVP.
Second round pick.
It's crazy. Actually, the best. I think we were talking about. Me and Cody were talking about this on Monday, or right after the finals. Is that he is the best second rounder of all time now.
yeah, I don't think there's
Nobody's
even a
had
question.
as
There's
many
not even a
accolades.
question at this point. It's Manu and Draymond.
Yep,
are the
yep.
other ones you can put in that conversation.
John Starks,
but
I
it's
think,
but it's Jokic. Yeah, that's right.
Or no, John Starks is undrafted.
Starks is undrafted.
Yeah.
It's Jokic though. It's Jokic at this point.
Now, do we want to do hockey or we want to talk? Maybe this is Caleb Martin. What's this? All this up, down, left, and right.
Okay, so I had
Left-in
to.
rounds?
Yeah, we can. Let's get into this hockey. Well, here, I'll do this real quick for our hockey heads in the
Is
audience.
Contra or is,
I'm
yeah,
throwing-
we're doing?
A, B, start.
I'm throwing our hockey guys a bone here because, yeah, we don't talk enough about hockey. But, hey, Vegas Knights won. You're thinking, it's an expansion franchise. Is there a lot of guys to buy? Jack Eichel was a big name in this hobby. His stuff has gone up. Last Young Guns PSA 10 sold for $205. That's about a 50% growth over 3 months. The big one, the captain, Mark Stone, who was a 2012 Upper Deck Young Gun, almost a 200% growth.
Wow.
But you could buy those cards. I think initially, maybe 3 years ago, you could have bought those for about $15.
Jeez.
And
For
now
a
it's
PSA
now
10?
it's $146.
Well, I remember
last
I
sale.
was looking
Pretty good.
at a Jack Eichel for the buyback, and we have that one, and I was like, this was probably like 2 months ago, and it was like $30. I was like, oh man, I'm like, that's how much this is worth now, because if you remember the lore of Jack Eichel, he was a Leaf exclusive guy, so this was actually his only really true rookie card that was floating out there, because everything else was to Leaf because he was exclusive to
He
Leaf.
was a Leaf autograph exclusive.
Autograph
He
exclusive.
still had like
He had other cards.
but like this was the main.
Young
this was
Guns
his
is the
main,
best
this was his
card.
main card.
Right.
But then they got the exclusive a couple years later, went away, and then Upper Deck went backwards and started producing Jack Eichel rookie autos and putting them in the current year, but using the design when he was a rookie.
So, okay. All right, this just reminds me of something. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
With the Wembanyama.
So there's already a precedent for this. Like, Topps can really go back and be like, here's your Bryce Young rookie card, like 3 years from now.
I guess they could. That would be an insane rookie class. I'd love to be a part of that one. But yeah, it's crazy.
when Upper Deck did it, like it still wasn't viewed as like a true rookie. It was like a retro rookie. It was like it wasn't the true rookie.
I do got to mention the Caleb Martin. Doug alluded to it. Got to mention it because it's sort of
Kind of just really passed over it.
It's a lesson in when to sell, when to buy. Look, you're seeing all those cards. You're thinking a lot of those you should probably sell now. Maybe the Jokic is one you hold, but Caleb Martin. Let me take you on a journey
The second journey.
of his 2021 NT rookie patch Logoman. Rookie Logoman patch auto 1 of 1. It's a BGS 9. So it sold between two sellers, I should mention, but it sold 4 separate times. Obviously didn't pay on a couple of those. So it sells on May 10th initially for $1,460.
Okay.
Then apparently the buyer didn't sell, so didn't pay. Thank you. Sells again for $678, May 28th. Then he goes on that run in the Eastern Conference Finals, has an incredible Eastern Conference Finals. The next seller sells it for $14,055. And guess what?
This is in a span of a month.
This is in less than a month, about a month.
Well, we call this hanky-panky, right?
Yeah, this is absolutely hanky-panky. Guy doesn't pay. Shocker, $14K for that card. It's now sold for $9,300 the night that he got eliminated. So guess what's probably going to happen with this card?
It's going to go back up.
It's going to go right back. And now that the Heat are eliminated, I'm going to guess that takes a serious dip.
It goes back to 678.
Yep, it just goes right back to 678.
No, because 600 was the second sale. I think it goes back to around the 1,400.
1,400, yeah, I could see that.
Season's over. It
I
didn't
mean, he
happen.
had a great Eastern Conference Final, so that you have to give him credit for that. I bet it is somewhere in like the 1,200 range.
I bet
where
it's
it maybe ends up.
$1,000.
Yeah,
Right in
and
the middle.
this is buyer beware here. Be careful, because I actually stumbled upon a rabbit hole because I was bidding on some Trae Young cards, and then all of a sudden I saw like some non-rookie Trae Young cards, autos from Prism, going for like thousands, like $2,000 Trae Young, like more than the rookie Prism auto. And it sounds like there's a guy who's notoriously shill bidding these cards to prop up the value of what he has, because he's probably lost some money during the 2020 season into what's going on now. So it is very easy, and I think eBay is taking steps to show that these are not paid. I think there is a way that Card Ladder is taking the data that it isn't paid, because it's very easy for somebody to manipulate something like this, because now you think that Caleb Martin sold for $14,000, that if you buy it for $7,000, that's a good deal.
This is the issue I've always had, because I don't sell a lot of cards myself, but I have this idea in my head, like, you know how we always talk about when is the best time to sell a card? Well, in this situation, this is what I always fear. It's like, how do you capitalize on somebody going on a great run when you know the moment that run ends, that person can just have buyer's remorse, and like it feels like you almost can't even sell cards at like during any kind of a run.
You just got to hope that the buyer is a legitimate human being.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the problem.
with a player like this, I think what Conrad's saying, like with a run that they're doing, like this person could buy this card, hold it for 3 weeks, and be like, I want to return it.
Yeah, it's
like they got knocked out,
and I get it. It's just
this guy's not part of the plan. I'm out.
I get it. It's just part of selling things, right? Like you just have to deal with that. It's the cost of business. But man, like
And that's yeah, I mean, you're right. That's where eBay, like places like, and I know they don't have cards like this, but like COMC, like you buy that card, it's in your account, you're done. You can't return it, right? Maybe if it was a condition issue, you could really fight it, but just from buyer's remorse, it doesn't happen on sites like that.
Now I know on eBay's end now they're doing something I really do like and I appreciate. So when you sell a card that's over 500, right, obviously it has to go in to get authenticated.
It's $300 now.
$300.
Yeah.
It has to get authenticated by them, and then they send it to the buyer. And then what happens is once the buyer has it, and if they have a issue with it, eBay actually is the one that's handling that negotiation now.
Yeah, we had
it's not the original seller anymore, and I do love that.
Yeah, we had an issue because I think we have a copy and paste template that we used for that Cade Cunningham card that we had. It's Cade Cunningham RBA. I think it sold for like $4.99 or something crazy like that. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, and I think because the only thing I could figure out is that the listing said the card is in near mint condition, and it went to that company, and then they sent it back, said it wasn't as described, back to us. And the buyer was like, I want the card. What are you doing to me? Did you sell it for too cheap and you don't want to sell at that price?
No.
And it's like, no, it just they said that we said something was wrong. So they're almost overly protected in a situation like that. Guess that price, baby.
What's up?
Who won last time?
You
Time
won the
was
last
you,
two.
Doug.
And then who won the time before that?
Me. You won the last two. And then I went on a 3-game streak, and then you came in and you broke that streak. You won 2 in a row here.
So I'm like
so
the Warriors.
you're going for the 3-peat here.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm like the Warriors.
But I'm gonna be your Joel Embiid to your Jokic.
All right.
There you go. All right. Well, so here we go. This is Guess That Price. If you haven't guessed by now, this is going to be a special edition in honor of the Triple Logo Man. This is Logomans and Shields and logo patches, Logoman Shields logo patches in that realm. Multi-sport. We're not just talking basketball. And we're starting off with one.
What are you packing over there, Cody?
That might be an interesting one. In fact, while you're listening to this, you may know something about this man that we don't. It's Ja Morant.
You have one in the chamber there?
It's a 2019 1 of 1 Ja Morant rookie Logo Man auto out of Immaculate Basketball.
Date of sale?
Out of Immaculate Basketball. This sold on May 2nd. That is important.
Yes,
May
that is
2nd.
very
So
important.
that was
Controversial.
before the second
Believe so.
photo, the second.
I believe it was just before the second one. So that is an important detail to note. This sold after 50 bids on May 2nd. And again, it is a PSA 10. Dan is confident.
No.
Slamming that. That's a confident
All right,
pencil.
champion.
That is I don't even think I'm.
All right, champion.
close.
This is not an easy one.
$33,000.
Wow.
$77,000.
Wow. His stock went. Okay, fine.
I like where I'm going.
I'm not trying to
with
sway
this.
everyone.
$24,000.
That means Dan probably won.
I'm not trying to sway everyone, but yeah, I mean, his stock went down a little bit after this.
Dude, his NTRPA has got to still be selling for like $10K.
Yeah. Well, actual price, and again, this is your Immaculate Logo Man.
That's a
Auto.
rookie.
Rookie.
Yeah, but like
Bro.
that's not flawless. That's
Rookie.
not NT.
It's not flawless. It's not
How
NT.
many Logomans are we going to have of these kids? Like 3 of them.
Actual price. $15,079. Dan is on
I
the
mean,
board.
I got it. I mean, it was only
The stock's
I was only
down.
9,000 away.
The stock is down. What can you say? Anyway.
Dan's got good aim on his pricing.
15.
Dan is-
Holy moly. Cannoli.
I was gonna go 29,000.
Dude.
Would you
and-
buy it for that price?
Dude. 2 years ago, this card is over $100,000.
But it is the third best Logo Man auto out of this.
It's a freaking rookie Logoman with the auto, 1 of 1. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's probably less now.
Oh, it's got to be. Easily.
It's
easily
probably way
less
less,
now.
and it may be even less.
Is that a 10K
When
card
you're,
right
when you're
now?
when people are listening to this,
Yeah.
it may be
It's still 10K.
plummeting.
Yeah.
It may maybe 5,000.
Still 10K.
And it's a 10 too.
He doesn't play next year. It's 5.
I know. How
5,000.
do you get a 10 out of Immaculate, dude?
All right. Next up, we're going baseball.
I mean,
Acetate.
He's definitely reloading for another season.
Thank you. All right. This is baseball. How many puns have we got? Baseball. 2022 Topps Dynasty. That is the greatest closer to ever do it, Mariano Rivera. Logo, I think that's the cap logo and auto or jersey logo. I'm not sure which logo it is, but it's the MLB logo.
Looks like the cap one.
It looks like it. Actually, it's not raised, so maybe it's the patch. Anyway, whatever. It's a logo.
One of the
Could
greatest
be
autos.
could be off the sleeve.
It
The
is
old-
a
the
1
old-
of
the old
1.
batter silhouette.
I think it's actually probably on the back of the neck. It's probably
Yeah,
what I'm
you're right.
looking. Yep. Anyway, it's a Logo Man. It's MLB's version of a Logo Man. It's 1 of 1. It's out of 2022 Topps Dynasty. This sold on June 9th after 36 bids.
Awesome.
Dan in the lead. Mo Rivera. What's it? What did he walk out to?
Enter Sandman.
Yeah, Enter Sandman. Thank you. I want to say Hell's Bells, but that was Trevor Hoffman.
Mariano. All right. Go ahead, Dan.
2150.
Okay.
46.50.
I screwed you, C-Red. Well, not if it went over that. $4,554.
All right.
54.
4554 for Doug. Actual price is oh my god. Man, this is straight up some Prices Right rules. Doug is the winner. $4,492.42. Oh, that was close.
I know baseball cards, guys. I mean, I know all cards, but I specifically know baseball. So.
That was
my forte.
really
Off
close.
by $200.
Off by
Jesus.
just a $200. All right, so we got Doug and
Hey,
Dan
man,
with
I
one.
was off by over $2,000.
See Ryan looking to get on the board. Maybe he will with this one. Eminence Football from last year. Newer product. Jamar Chase. 2021.
When was this sold?
This sold on April 4th of this year. It's a Jamar Chase 2021 rookie shield auto out of Eminence Football, 1 of 1.
Do we know if it's game worn because it's Eminence?
Don't know. Did not see that. Did not see that detail. Looks like it's a glove
Badly
shield?
placed shield, but no, I think it's an actual shield.
Is it an actual shield?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just they didn't make the window big enough.
Yeah, it's in a very small window. April 4th, this sold after 52 bids. 52 bids on this bad boy. Jamar Chase, Bengals rookie star receiver, now just a star receiver.
All right. I'm locked in.
All right. What's everybody got?
$5,277.
Okay.
$1,896.
Jeez.
Okay, you guys, I mean, you can use whole numbers. Jeez. $4,700.
Actual price. Somebody has a chance to win on the next one.
Ah.
And that guy's name
It's Dan.
is Doug. $5,601.
Are you high?
$5,601.
Dude,
It's
Jamar
Eminence.
Chase?
Raw.
Wide receiver?
He's
raw.
had 2 really good years.
It's him and Jefferson for the most expensive
Yeah.
receivers in the league right
Those
now.
I think you could buy Eminence for $5K right now.
I honestly
That thing
think,
was hot though when it first
I think
came out. but you're right.
$4,700 is too much.
It's
I think it was too much, and I still lost.
all right. Next up,
Ooh.
this is a
Oh,
little
it's numbered
different.
a 10 of 10?
This is so this one's a little different. It's not a 1 of 1. It's not a 1 of 1 because it is not the actual patch
No,
shield.
it is not.
It's one of those metal shields. Tried my best to find a good metal, good shield,
His auto looks different.
but that is the guy who you want. It is the best player in the NHL.
This is a tough one.
What year is this?
This is Connor McDavid. It's his auto and NHL Glory autographs. It's a metal shield, 10 out of 10 out of 2021 The Cup.
Okay, so it's not even.
Metal shield auto number to 10.
So that just came out.
It just came out. This is a new, yeah, I know, right?
So
Nin-
21 Cup
eight-
just
seven-
came out.
1977-78 shield just came out. Sold on May 22nd of this year after 38 bids. Connor McDavid, the best hockey player in the world.
All right. For the win, Doug.
And again, it's not a patch shield. It is a metal shield. It's just a manufactured one. Should clarify that. All right.
$1,609.
1609.
1609.
$3,750.
And Dan?
1,251.
Ooh.
Damn, I'm freaking off. Or am I?
All right. Actual
Come on,
price.
hockey buyers. Come on, don't disappoint me.
Might have to
I know
do
you guys
a
got the
little
pockets.
math here.
Ah, come on.
All right.
I thought hockey colors got pockets, man.
They
No,
got
no,
pockets. They got pockets, but not as big as you thought, C-Rad. Actual price, $2,131, which means, once again, the winner and reigning champion
You guys
is
gonna try? You guys gonna try?
Doug.
We still have one to go.
We still
I
had
complete
one
this
to
thing.
go.
Again.
And Doug swept it and got it through. Just like the NBA and Stanley Cup Finals.
I got one right.
Dan got one.
I got the first
Dan, it's
one
like
right. I
Dan
was
won.
1-0.
Dan won game 1 and made it think like, this could be a series, and then Doug swept the rest.
I'm the Vegas Golden Knights.
All right,
You know what? I
let's-
should play Pocket Full of Shells in honor of John Morant. A little Rage Against the Machine.
All right,
Rally around the family.
rally around that family. All right, let's do it for fun. Last one. This is just for fun.
Ooh.
This is a dual Logoman out of Flawless.
Kristaps.
Let's end with some Flawless. The Porzingod and Karl Anthony Towns, the Unicorn and Cat.
This is their rookie
This
duel.
is rookie dual Flawless Logoman.
Nice.
BGS 9. This, of course, a 1 of 1, 15-16. This sold on April 19th after 40 bids.
Yeah, I actually like this year's Flawless dual logo design a little bit better than that one.
Yeah, they've improved.
Definitely matured.
I think they've improved.
It's how many bids? April 9th, you said?
April 9th. And this had, 19th, excuse me. April 19th, not that it makes that big a difference. After 40 bids.
All right.
All right, this is just for fun.
$4,459.
Kristaps had a good year.
$8,671.
$7,200.
You guys, I try to let you guys have one, but nope.
Well, you actually did, Doug.
I did.
Actual price. It's gonna be Dan.
Oh, come on.
Wait, actually, no, yeah, that's Dan.
What?
Is it Dan? I don't know.
What are you
I mean, it
doing?
doesn't really matter.
86.71.
It really doesn't matter.
$7,200. What's the
$5,850. I believe it's Dan. Let me
Wait,
just
no,
double
no,
check.
no,
Actually,
no,
it might
no,
be
no.
Doug. I
might
might
be
be
me.
wrong.
It's a good.
Yeah, actually,
It's a good thing that one didn't count because all three of us basically were told we won.
Yep. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, that
It's-
is hard math. I mean, I wouldn't be able to.
I'm bad at math. No, it's Dan. By $200 is Dan.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
By $150 is Dan. It's Dan.
How much was it again?
$5,850.
Okay.
I was thinking about putting a 5 start off, too, but I was like, nah, I think it's less than that.
Yeah. No,
I-
it's
actually-
both our stocks are down.
I was gonna write 5,800. What was it again?
$5,850.
I was gonna
$50.
I was gonna write 5,800. Then I was like,
Easy to say after.
well, no. Why would I make it up? I lost.
I'm winning the next one. Guaranteed.
Well,
Calling a shot. Well, I'm three in a row now, so I don't know what you
3
guys
in a
are
row. If there's one thing we know, it's Logoman's, and there you go. Congrats to Doug. on the
I didn't
victory.
actually. I didn't pull that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised I got
That's
it right.
why. That's the excuse is that Dan didn't pull any of these Logomans. Therefore, why even bother to know the price of
Why
these?
go out and do research when
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pull it?
Yeah, they weren't in your hands.
All right, well, that's all we got for the show today. Guys, check us out with Select on Mojobreak.com. Plenty of 2022 Select. Chase those XRCs. Chase those Purdies. Also, we've got tons of stuff breaking. We're still doing Series 2. We've got you covered on football, basketball, hockey. A hockey ice came out. And follow us at Mojobreak_com. Follow us and make sure you join the Facebook community, the Hype community on Facebook if you're on the Facebook. And Twitter is Mojobreak_com as well. And stay tuned for news about the National and how to get yourself into the party of the year. And we'll see you guys on the next show. Peace.